Do you have a film which you're writing and directing soon? If so, this is a video for you. I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I learned after directing my first short film. I wrote it. It was part of a student production for my film school, but I think I learned a lot. So if you're out there directing your first student film, or even just your first film, it doesn't even have to be within a film school or anything, then this is just my opinion. This is some stuff that I've learned that maybe you can apply to your film if you didn't know it already. They're kind of basic, but some of them are intelligent. Some of them, so stay tuned for the intelligent ones, okay? So yeah, this is 5 tips of if you're directing your first short film. I guess you could apply it to a feature, but I'm sure if you're applying a feature, then you've probably already directed a short film, in which case you have more knowledge than me. I'm really not selling this video. I'm not selling it, am I? Okay, let's just go. Let's go straight into it with number 1. This is arguably the most valuable lesson that I've learned, and I've actually seen a few people talking about it, so I guess it's kind of topical. But number 1 is to trust the people around you. The people that you're working with are there for a reason. They're on set because they love film, because they're passionate about film, and if you did hire them, then you hired them because of their skill. So don't be afraid to use their skills, to apply that skill to your film. You could learn some things from them. I learned some things from my crew. At the beginning of my production, I did struggle a little bit with trusting a lot of the people around me because a lot of the crew I had not worked with before. So of course I was, apprehensive. Maybe the DOP doesn't understand my vision the way that other DOPs I've worked with in the past. You just gotta trust them, and they will bring their own creative taste to it. I learned so much from them, and I'm so glad that a lot of the people that I worked with really gave it their all and brought their own film knowledge to the table. In saying that though, tip number 2 is to know your crew. Know who is reliable and know who is unreliable. Obviously, you don't really want to be working with unreliable people, but in the case like when you are at film school, there is the odd, what's the polite way of saying it? I'm not going to dive down that path, but you know what I mean. There is the odd person that, could be a bit of a weak link on the team, in which case, you just got to be aware of that and talk to other crew members, know to keep an eye on this person and try and pull their weight. And if that person is actually really bad and it's just that they're not putting an effort into what they're doing, there's nothing wrong at all with discussing with that person and sort of telling them or asking them even, why are you here? If you don't want to be helping out to the best of your ability. That seemed deep, real deep. Let's move on. Tip number 3 is to drink water. I just didn't. When I directed, I just didn't drink water or eat any food, or I don't know, maybe it was stress or something. All I know is that at the start of the shoot, this water bottle was full, and at the end of it, it was also full. I think I had 1 sip on my lunch break. I had a singular sip of water. I had such a massive headache at the end of my first day of shooting, and it was a long, stressful day, but if I had drunk water, eaten a bit more food, I'm sure it would have been nowhere near as severe as it was, and I did try and drink more throughout the following days of the shoot, and I think that I don't recall my headache being that bad ever again. Another thing I learned, which I learned from a lot of people in the past, actually from watching them direct, is to be kind, and people will want to work for you. They'll want to help you out wherever you can. I tried to apply that to my film, and I think it worked. I mean, I made people work really late hours and get up really early in the morning. Nobody complained. No one. Except me. I didn't actually complain. You don't want to complain too much on set because then you just seem kind of annoying to your crew members. Just be nice, be happy, be fun. Try and raise people's energy levels, and it'll get them working, and it'll get them wanting to make movies with you, which is good because you want everyone to be having fun and to be happy constantly. You want to check in on them if they're maybe not feeling too great, because everyone on a film set should be having fun. You're telling stories, making movies. Isn't that just fantastic? Tip number 5 is something that I learned a bit more in post, but it is very applicable to the production side of things, and that is that just okay isn't really good enough. Like, if you spent a while getting a shot and at the end of the day you're like, oh, that shot, it's just okay, we lose focus there a little bit, maybe we tap the dolly a bit there. These are all things that happened in my shoot, and I would make the final call and I would be like, it's okay, we can move on. But these issues are things that really stood out to me. Whilst I'm sure the general audience doesn't notice these things as much, every time that we would watch these scenes in post, which is thousands of times, I would get insanely angry that the cameraman said to me that we nudged the dolly, and I said, oh, let me watch that. And I saw the nudge, and I went, you know what? That's okay. It's okay. No one will notice. There's also 2 areas in my film where we do lose the focus for a second tops. It does look very unprofessional, and for a film like mine, which I was very happy with and thought looked very professional, there is these odd scenes where we lose the focus, and that just takes you the heck out of the movie. I'm gonna go a little bit off topic here. I guess it's like a bonus tip, but it kind of relates to that last tip. In post-production, I said to my editor that we now have a good film, a good student film. But what we need to do now is to make it not a student film. We need to polish it off and get rid of all the small things that make it seem like a student production. Things like the focus, though, there's not much fixing that in post, especially in one shot, which was a one-shot scene. So you don't cut away from the action, so we couldn't cut to a scene or a shot where the focus was better. We just had to show the clip where we lose focus, which is annoying. But things like sound levels being wrong and stuff like that, you can fix in post. You can mix it up in the sound mix and stuff like that. But there definitely are things which you can't fix in post. So when you say that something is just okay, that's just not good enough. You want your film to be perfect. You don't want it to be a student film or to look like a student film. So you want to make everything polished, and you want every shot to be a great shot, to be a great take. So yeah, that's my top 5 tips from directing my first short film. If you're about to direct your first short film, I hope that these tips helped you out quite a lot, because these things I learnt, and maybe you can learn them too, and your film will then be better than my film. I'm very happy with my film Purgatory, though. It's cool. I'm hoping to share it with you guys on the YouTubes as soon as possible. And with that, thank you so very much for watching this Greeny Productions video, and I'll see you in another one very, very soon. Alright, bye-bye. Thank you.